What have I been listening to this week? The truth is that I already had chosen two albums that I wanted to talk about, but then Nick Cave decided to release a new album. Normally, for a Nick Cave album, we would need some time to digest everything properly and to really understand what everything is about, but in this case, I'm doing less of a review and more of a react.
Going to the river where the current rushes by. Going to the river where the current rushes by.
This album begins with the voice of Nick Cave on this Hand of God, and as soon as the beat starts, as soon as the string arrangements start, I immediately think of Black Star by David Bowie. And if you know me, you might know that Black Star is one of my all-time favorite albums. It's a masterpiece. And facing that, the expectations for this album, bang. And this backing vocals, constantly repeating Hand of God. This is so Bowie. Then what's the thing with Nick Cave and rivers, right? I mean, we have Jubilee Street, we have Where the Wild Roses Grow, and so many other works of him. We have on this track, I'm Going to the River, Let the River Cast its Spell on Me. I mean, what an intense song, what a great song. To me, it's actually perfect. I found myself dancing to it as if I was hypnotized. It's an amazing opener. It's a fabulous song. Just going to quickly check some facts about this album. This actually was not planned at all. This is Nick Cave meeting his friend Warren Ellis to spend some time to just jam a little bit. But then in 2.5 days, these 8 tracks were already born, basically, and they recorded these songs in a couple of weeks. This is not the first time that Nick Cave releases an album based on jam sessions. Even the previous album, Ghosteen, resulted from a lot of improvisations in the studio. David, say hello.
Hello.
This time we have an album clearly influenced by the pandemic we're facing, and the first ideas actually happened on his balcony, which is another place several times referenced on the album. These jazz elements in the beat and the piano arrangements, they're perfect. This hammering piano, right? As if there's not enough darkness and intensity in this song. These arrangements. Nick Cave, eternally romantic and poetic, once again puts it all in on this old time, and these little things make a whole big difference in a good production. We're talking about an artist with a career for over 42 years, with a enormous capacity of innovating himself but still maintaining his essence. But at the same time, there's this enormous growth, as much artistically as personally, from Nick Cave, which has been so many times considered to be the Prince of Darkness. And now there's so much light in his music and his works, and so many references to God.
I'm a barefoot child watching in the rain. That stepped into this song, taken a bow.
And this is exactly what I was talking about, this extremely sad beginning of the song Carnage, which then fades into so much hope, so much musical hope, right? I don't know about you, but I was not used to hear this kind of emotion, this kind of hope, positivity in an album like Murder Ballads, right? And it's such a nice thing when we are able to see how a career from someone will change throughout the years. One career that started in such a dark way and now is filled with so much positivity. And obviously, when I'm talking about positivity and light, when it comes to Nick Cave, I'm not talking about bubblegum pop music, right? But you know what I mean. It's a different approach these days.
If you ever think of coming around here, I'll shoot you in the fucking face if you think of coming around here. I'm a nice sculpture.
So here we have this old school Nick Cave, that very gloomy storyteller that involves the words with a sonic sphere that sounds like a horror movie. But we're clearly not talking about fairy tales. We're talking about stories filled with political, social, religious references. A protester kneels on the neck of a statue. The statue says, "I can't breathe." The protester says, "Now you know how it feels." A clear reference to the case of George Floyd. Things like, "I am a Botticelli Venus with a penis," one of the most famous representations of a woman, right, now being represented with a penis. And then we get this. A hymn directly from the church.
We won't get to anywhere, darling, anytime soon.
What I've seen on social media, this is one of the favorite tracks on the fan base. It's that very typical piano-based track, very much like Into My Arms, that kind of vibe. I personally prefer the more irreverent tracks on the album, but this is clearly a beautiful ballad with lyrics that could not go better with the times we're facing. People asked me how I changed. I say it is a singular road. Basically what I said before, right? This gives us hope. It's such a nice thing when we look at people who gained faith in their lives, especially when it's surrounded by such beautiful music, such epic and celestial music. There is a kingdom in the sky. This is basically a sentence that goes along all the record. And I'm not really saying that we all need to pray to God and be very religious and spiritual. But it is important and it is good to have faith. It is good to have a positive perspective towards life. And it's good to feel that better days will arise, right? The song Shattered Ground, it's my favorite song of the album. The way he's singing on it, I understand him perfectly. I understand him so well. There is melancholia, there is hope, there is sadness, there is loss, there is surrender, there is love, but not, not love for baby girls and baby boys. It is love with no boundaries, love with total surrender, the kind of love that makes you die when it goes away.
I will be all alone when you are gone, all alone when you're gone, and I will not make a single sound, not make a single sound, not make a single sound.
It is all that I love in music. It's pure emotion.
This morning is amazing and so are you. This morning is amazing and so are you. This morning is amazing and so are you. You are language.
This album ends with the song Balcony Man and with the following sentence: "And what doesn't kill you just makes you crazier." It's a ballad where the focus is once again on the voice of Nick Cave, on the piano, on those celestial choir arrangements, and on the words. Of course, it's Nick Cave. The focus is always on the words. So we know this man lost his son not that long ago. We have a very intense previous album, Ghost Teen, which is about that loss. I'm unable and I don't want to imagine how it feels to lose your child, but this man, even after something like that, is able to make an album like this and a chorus like on Balcony Man. This is unconditional love. This is more than life itself. All of us should be a little bit more like Nick Cave. That's what I have to say about it. And for now, this is everything. Thank you very much for being over there. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. David, say bye.
Bye.